Morning. Wednesday, August 25th. The stroke of midnight on Tuesday, Kathy Hochul became the first female governor of New York. She was replacing Andrew Cuomo, who had resigned in the midst of multiple scandals, including a report by the state attorney general that found he sexually harassed 11 women. Now, Cuomo has vociferously denied those allegations and is prepared to fight, and sort of did not resign by his own choosing, but he was forced to resign by the monumental magnitude of people who wanted him to resign. But he still claims his innocence. But that's not the subject here. The subject here is Kathy Hochul. Now, Kathy Hochul has been a sort of unseen lieutenant governor. She was very rarely in the spotlight, but she's been lieutenant governor since 2015. Kathy Hochul is a resident of Buffalo, New York. And it's been a long time since we've had an upstater as the governor of New York. The last governor of New York that came from upstate was a gentleman named Nathan Miller. And he came from the town of Solon, Solon, from Cortland County. And that's a long way away. That's an upstater, a true upstater. Now, many think that George Pataki was an upstater, but he wasn't. He lived in Peekskill. That's Westchester County. That's right down, right close to New York. So he wasn't an upstater. Back to Kathy. In her first remarks, she said, and Kathy is prepared to rid the state of any of Cuomo's aides who have been deemed to have done anything that is unethical. And she's going to base that information based upon Attorney General Letitia James's report. No one, she said, will ever describe my administration as a toxic work environment. This is not a youngster. She's 62 years old, and she's been in government for a long, long time, and has never really wanted or chosen to get into the spotlight. But she's been very confident. She knows everybody in all 62 counties in New York, and she's worked closely with all of those people. Cuomo stood out during the beginnings of the pandemic with his daily reports. Kathy is not that type of person. She's not what I will call a publicity hound. She's a solid, down-to-earth, hard-working woman. And she's got to start working very hard right from the beginning. She's got to deal with the rising COVID-19 cases. And she's got to get up to speed on the dispersal of rental assistance and the potentially dangerous extension of the statewide eviction moratorium, which is set to expire on August 31st. So she's got a couple of big things to take care of in a hurry. Then she's got to go around and meet and reacquaint herself with several old relationships and building new ones in the legislature. Now, Cuomo was not nice necessarily to the state legislature, but Kathy's approach will be much different. And she's got to get ready for the next election, because I believe she wants to be reelected. This is not a one-year job that she's taking on. She wants to be the governor, or at least the next full term. There are many in the state that believe that it has failed to protect staffers and support the survivors when they have come forward in the past. They're viewing a promotion, so to speak, as an opportunity to clean up the toxic environment in the New York state government. And many are considering that that is one of our major responsibilities, a responsibility to staffers and to survivors. Another thing that has to happen is she has to modify or rectify or cope with a potential conflict of interest concerning her husband, William, who's the general counsel and senior vice president at hospitality and gambling giant Delaware North, a company which has huge business interests in the state. Since she's now the governor, she controls the New York's Gaming Commission, which regulates a large and growing gambling market. So that's a conflict of interest with her husband having a high-level job in the gambling industry. So she'll be watched on that front. You can bet your bottom dollar she'll be watched on that front. Lieutenant governor, she had no say in those matters. But now she's been put in this delicate position. If she grants favorable treatment to Delaware North, there will be many looking over her shoulder. Tough situation for anybody, but I have a feeling that she'll be able to handle it. She has already said on television that she is consulting with outside ethics experts to come up with an ironclad policy so that no one will ever be able to question any involvement with her husband and anything to deal with in the state of New York. Now, at one point in her career, she was in Congress, and her husband was in Obama's administration, working as the U.S. attorney for 8 years. And there was never a conflict between those two situations. So she believes she's prepared to handle any of these little internal matters that might come up. When I look at this situation, and I recognize the fact that there will be many, many people. The honeymoon will be over soon. There will be many gubernatorial candidates that will be looking to dig into her record ahead of next year's election. She's been in situations like this before. When she won her congressional seat in a special election, she was a Democrat and she won the seat over a Republican, and that seat had been in Republican hands for a long, long time. And then she lost the re-election bid to Chris Collins, who ended up resigning because of insider trading. So she's been in many tough political situations and been in government a long, long time. So I see no reason why she won't succeed as the governor. And she will probably make the office a different place than what Cuomo had made it. Prepared to give her wide berth, and I won't be watching her that carefully. And I wish her good luck. So that's all I have to say today. It's a big change. A female governor. We've never had a female governor. But there are many female governors in the United States, and they all seem to be doing a decent job. I don't agree with all of them, since many of them states where they're changing all the voting regulations. So I'll leave you with that this morning, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.